Have you ever noticed ants marching up and down your roses and wondered, are they in fact helping or are they hurting? Today we'll uncover the secret world between ants and roses, a story of farming, protection, and sometimes even destruction. And by the end, you'll know exactly what those little insects mean for your rose garden. First, let's set one thing straight. Ants do not eat roses, they don't chew leaves, they don't feed on petals, and they don't bore into stems. So why do we see them so often? The answer lies in a sticky, sugary substance called honeydew. Honeydew is produced by aphids, tiny sap-sucking insects that love tender rose shoots, and ants absolutely love honeydew. For them, it is like liquid gold. This is where the drama begins. Ants and aphids have a partnership. Aphids drink the sap of your roses, and in return they excrete honeydew. Ants harvest it, and in exchange they act as bodyguards. They protect aphids from predators like ladybugs and lacewings, which would normally keep aphid numbers in check. Some ants even go as far as to carry aphids to new shoots, planting them like farmers would normally plant crops. The result? Aphid colonies spread faster, multiply quicker, and your roses suffer more. So how does this alliance affect rose health? Well, aphids weaken roses by draining sap from new growth. You'll notice curled leaves, you'll notice distorted buds, and reduced flowering. The honeydew they produce doesn't just attract ants, it also encourages salty mold, a black fungal coating that blocks sunlight and slows photosynthesis. And when ant colonies get large, their nest building in the soil can disturb roots and reduce soil moisture. While ants may not bite the rose directly, their actions create the conditions for stress, poor blooms, and even long-term health decline of the rose. It's not all bad news. Ants can sometimes help. Their constant activity may deter some soft-bodied pests, and occasionally they spread pollen as they wander through the blooms. But these benefits are minor compared to the damage caused by the aphid armies they protect. Think of ants less as rose destroyers and more as enablers, the guardians of your rose's worst enemy, the aphids. So how do ants affect roses? They don't eat them, they don't tear them apart, but by protecting and farming aphids, they can lead to serious damage over time. Ants are the accomplishers, not the main culprits. By understanding this hidden alliance, you can protect your roses, encouraging stronger blooms and also keeping your garden thriving. Up to 90% of ant activity on roses is directly linked to aphid farming. Ants can increase aphid survival by 50 to 70% by protecting them from predators like ladybugs. In colonies with ant protection, aphid populations may grow 2 to 10 times faster than without ants. Heavy aphid infestation, made worse by ants, can reduce rose shoots and their growth by 30 to 50%. A sooty mold caused by honeydew can lower photosynthesis efficiency by up to 60%, and aphid outbreaks can decrease rose flowering and bud development by 20 to 40%. Ants provide some pest deterrents, reducing certain small caterpillars or flies by 5 to 10%. Ants carry less than 1% of pollen compared to bees or winds, so the effect on pollen is actually quite minor. About 80% of roses with noticeable ant activity also show aphid infestations. Only 10% of ant presence on roses are harmless, wandering or nectar feeding. Certain ant species physically carry aphids to the softest, newest rose shoots, and a study shows ants can increase the spread of aphids by 30 to 60%. Ants sometimes carry aphid eggs into their nests during winter, sheltering them, In spring, they return the young aphids to rose shoots, kind of jump-starting the infection earlier than normal. Ants also actively move aphids between stems, buds, and leaves to balance honeydew production. This farming can lead to 2 to 10 times larger aphid colonies than roses without ants. Ant colonies also dig tunnels that can reduce soil moisture by 15 to 30% around roots. In dry climates, this leads to increased drought stress for roses. Most ants don't feed on roots, but their nest building can disturb the young feeder roots on roses. This damage lowers the rose's ability to absorb water and nutrients. Ant tunnels can also act as entry points for fungal spores and pathogens to easier spread to the rose roots. Combined with the stress from aphids above the ground, this can also weaken the rose's entire immune system. So in summary, aphids are linked to ants 80 to 90% of the time. Aphids survive 70% better with ants, and roses can lose 30 to 50% of their growth from this partnership between ants and aphids. And the benefits of having ants around your roses are very minor. They spread around 1% of the pollen, and they help keep a few insects away, but nothing that can matter as much as the farming activity of farming aphids can matter on your rose health. So are ants the enemy? No, but the farming activity mean they collaborate with one of roses' worst enemies, which are aphids, and those can totally destroy roses. And also the indirect tunnel digging can affect soil evaporation and also root health of the rose. They don't do this intentionally, but it can undermine your plant health a little bit. Now, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow gardeners. And please tell me in the comments below if you have had problems with ants in your plants and what your thoughts are about ants in the garden and how they affect your plants' health out there. Take care, guys, and have a good weekend when you get that far.